So, for starters, thank you so much for the
Yeah,
time.
no, thank you.
What has this weekend been like for you, kind of post winning first co championship, going back to the playoffs, getting ready to host a playoff game? What has this lead in so far been like for you?
It's really been like a monumental moment for me, just as like a senior, and just being able to play really hard with like my teammates and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And just also being able to like host a playoff game. I think that's just really shown like who I am as a player. I like critique myself a lot, just because I want to be like the best player I can be for like not only like myself but teammates as well. And I think it just kind of like just reflects like my hard work and how I'm gonna continue to work hard like no matter what.
Have you thought about the fact that your team, you and your team, or the team you lead, y'all are the first team to bring a home playoff game to Oakley? Like that's because the 2015 team, the first one that made the playoffs, they didn't do that either. Last year obviously you guys were on the road. Has that kind of sunk in a little bit, like that sense of accomplishment?
Yeah, it has. Like I talk about with like my teammates all the time. Like even though like I am a captain, I'm supposed to lead. Like it really is like a team effort,
Mm-hmm.
and like just the fact that we were able to like do that for the first time and be able to bring like a playoff game to freedom. I think it's just gonna like really show like, and it's gonna be held as an example for like other people in the future to also want to do good.
Last year was your first time to the playoffs, the program's first time to the postseason in 8 years. What do you take from that experience, kind of going in this time around?
Last year, I did notice like I started losing like the heart for the game
Mm-hmm.
last year. Not like as in like I didn't stop loving the game, just as if I was like kind of getting burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we played good that game and we lost in three, like I still learned how to be like more of a better player and know how to kind of just really like give it my 100% each time. Cause like especially around this time of year when there's like a whole bunch of seniors on the team, like you really don't know like when it's going to be your last time you really ever play. And even though it is just like a high school sport, it really is important because that just kind of sets the tone of like how you want to pursue like volleyball in the future and everything. And what I took from like the first playoff game last year against Camp Lindo, you just see like all kinds of different talent too. And that's what's kind of like keeping me like prepared for this upcoming playoff game, because you really don't know what you're gonna expect. You don't know how it's gonna go. But like as long as like you and like yourself and like your teammates play to like their 100% each time, like you have a like anybody has like a good chance of like winning.
What was that like going? How do you use that experience as a positive, kind of going to this one because of the way that match went? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it was such a one-sided match kind of going, and we
Yeah.
kind of saw it played out. I mean, the third set you guys kind of fought back a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, but what's the positive you take from that going into Terra Linda on Wednesday?
The positive I take from that is some of the plays that we actually were able to like make during that game. Like even the first two sets were rough. Um, I noticed that like even when we started fighting really hard, like throughout that third set, I think the third set was like 20-25. I just noticed like how like capable like a team is to be able just to push through that, especially since like it was a bit rocky at the end of the season, but like even then like we still had like fight to like have to like be able to play. And that's why I want to take into this first playoff game. I want us to like start off really strong. I want us to stay consistent the whole game. I know things happen to where it can kind of move like and shift like the game's energy, but as long as like we stay consistent and we stay playing up, then I think that's what like really matters. And I take that as like a positive. Even when we're down and like we're losing and stuff, like we still have a chance to come back.
You mentioned the senior class.
Mm-hmm.
10 seniors is two-thirds of the team, pretty much. How crucial is this window for y'all to make some kind of run in this, especially with the way the NCS is now?
Yeah.
It's not as one-sided, and if Heritage pulls some things
Yeah,
Wednesday night, that could be a rematch in the
for sure.
quarterfinals. I mean,
Yeah.
how talk about this window for y'all?
It's really, I take it as like I'm actually like quite like nervous. Like I try not to like express that a lot, just because like I feel like I have to like keep like staying strong like the whole entire time through everything. But no, I am nervous. Like I'm nervous for any game that we have, and I know for sure that Heritage, they're gonna play a really strong game against their opponents in SF. But I think that we also have a chance and everything, and it's just something that I think about often. But these next two practices, we're just gonna work really really hard to try to achieve that.
How excited are you for Wednesday?
I am actually really excited.
What's
Like,
like, and also like what's the mood been like around campus so far? Because I mean, this is a big deal for
yeah.
the school, let alone the program.
Yeah, no, like I've gone like a lot of my teachers have like talked to me and like some of my other teammates about how they heard it on the announcements and stuff, and a lot of my teachers are excited to come see us play. It's nerve wracking. Definitely feel like there's pressure, but like in games like this in the playoffs, there's gonna be pressure. That's what I've learned the past couple of games, and I'm really excited, also very nervous just cuz like, you have to take every team like they're just as good as you, if not better. So you really have to like really prepare yourself like mentally and just be prepared to like, keep fighting on and kind of just keep playing.
What's the biggest difference with the team this year? And I asked that because this team, when I covered it last year, you could tell the team was a lot better. Obviously, Kyla coming in kind of added that sense of that next level. I think that everyone needed to push. But what's
Yeah.
been the biggest differences this year without having the AKA mercenary on the team?
So I like first off I do want to say like I learned a lot from KP as a player. Like she's aggressive on the court and like everybody needs that on a team. But I also learned that like team chemistry will like prevail most of the time. Like the team chemistry last year, it was good, but like this year, it's just like the girls, they're just so connected and we just mesh so much better that even when we're not playing to our fullest potential, it's because of that chemistry that keeps us wanting to like play and actually like want to win.
What was it like last year having that one person kind of, and you being behind her, so to say, having that one person really, that one star player, so to say? What was it like kind of being behind that? And then now, fast forward, what's it like for you kind of taking that mantle?
Yeah, like I think for KP, like she was like one of our best players and she showed me a side of like the kind of player that I need to be and also the kind of team player that I should be as well. Like I think I learned a lot from her. Like I took mental notes of how to play smarter and how to play more aggressive, but I also took like other mental notes of about how to like, encourage my teammates and kind of like uplift them in a way. So it's just like little things like that. And like I've always looked up to her like as a player. I think when she did come to our team last year, she did give our team a new sense of like feeling of like we want to win, like we are capable of winning. And then I think that's also what like kind of led into this year's team because people like saw her as an example, learned a lot from her and then kind of just like we were like okay, like this is the team that we should be, you know.